A PlayStation game published by Sony is now the best-selling game on Xbox. Let that sink in. We're living in this crazy new world. Helldivers 2 is dominating the Xbox charts, and this isn't just about one game. In my opinion, it's a symbol of something bigger. Xbox's long-term strategy of ecosystem over exclusives has forced even PlayStation to play along. Today, we're breaking down how Xbox has flipped the entire gaming industry on its head and why Helldivers 2 proves it. All right, first up, we do have this article over from The Verge by the one and only Sean Hollister. This is the title: A PlayStation game is now the best-selling game on Xbox. Helldivers 2 is burning up the Xbox charts. You can see here, it is technically in first and fourth place. That's the premium edition, the Super Citizen edition that I got. By the way, I love Helldivers. I've been playing it. I've got like almost 20 hours in it already. Level 15. Shout out fellow Helldivers there, level 15. I bought the Super Citizen edition. I don't think the Super Citizen edition is worth it. I thought I was going to get some boosts, some perks. I thought I was going to get some extra special stuff. I've got the Super Citizen title. I got the title. I don't think it's worth it. I would have rather just paid for the Helldivers 2 base edition. So recommendation, pay for the base edition. Now, having said that, I love Helldivers. Totally worth it, in my opinion, to go check it out. Think about this, though. It is now top selling game on Xbox. Xbox has already had a few games be top selling game over on PlayStation. Xbox has changed the game. Here is what The Verge is saying. What's surprising is that we now live in an era where companies like Sony and Microsoft no longer entirely see their hit games as a way to get players to buy their own consoles, and instead just want to sell as many copies of these games as they can. Back in May, we wrote about how the top 3 games on PlayStation came from Microsoft, and now it's reciprocal. They go on to say that Sony has slowly come around to this. I don't think they give enough credit to Xbox. I'm seeing a lot of this in the news space, on the social medias, from the social media bros. I'm seeing Helldivers 2 has destroyed the console wars. Oh, really? Well, what about Forza? What about Sea of Thieves? What about Indiana Jones, for that matter? Xbox has done it first. Xbox saw the vision. They said, hey, we've got to go multi-platform. It's platform over console. We're selling our Game Pass subscription. Let's move in this direction. They had a ton of success for it. Only then did PlayStation decide to come along. This is the new norm, everybody. This is it. I've been saying it forever. You could see the strategy years ago, 2 years ago at least. I've been saying this. This is the strategy. It makes business sense, particularly in a world for Xbox with Game Pass, where you can upsell your PlayStation players to a Game Pass model, right? Everybody on Forza Horizon 5, you can now upsell them. You can do the same thing if Helldivers was on a Game Pass version of Sony. It's smart, especially for live service games. It's absolutely the future. I don't think you'll see any live service game not be multi-platform. It just doesn't make sense. This was originally a PlayStation and PC exclusive. Some players are saying, well, technically it's not a PlayStation game. It's not a PlayStation first title game. They're just publishing. Make no mistake, it is a PlayStation game, 100%. There was some backlash about a PlayStation game going to Xbox, but not nearly the backlash. Xbox paved the way, everybody. Xbox paved the way, and I think it's smart. I think they are absolutely changing the game and have changed the game for going forward for everybody. Xbox players have showed up. This has been over on Xbox. I think there's almost 1 million copies have been sold in under a week. So for everybody that's like, oh, Game Pass makes players not buy games. 1 million copies have sold. Good games sell. That's just the reality. I know for me, that's the case. Yes, I enjoy games being on Game Pass, but Game Pass is for variety for me. Games that I know are good and that I know I will be into, I buy. I pre-ordered this. I bought the Super Citizen pack for this. Absolutely. Sony didn't do this by choice. I think they were forced by market pressure. I think they're going to be forced by market pressure to do this more frequently. I think they're going to be forced by market pressures to do this with their big boy games, with a Spider-Man, with a God of War. I think they're going to have to. I think in a world where Xbox has success and it makes sense for them to do it with Game Pass, eventually Sony looks behind the times if they stick to exclusivity that they've been doing. It's just the reality. It makes exclusivity look outdated. And that's what's happening here. Xbox's long-term vision is honestly paying off. More access, more players, more games. The social media bros have completely changed their tune. Remember just 6 months ago when Xbox was dead and oh my goodness, I can't believe they're doing this. Look at what's happening. They're going to rue the day. Xbox is dead. Their console is dead. They're going third party. Where are those people now? Where are they now? Answer, they're still around, still giving their completely false opinions. If you're following those people, by the way, and they've not apologized, if they not admitted, hey, I'm wrong, I was wrong about this, you should unfollow them. Because a lot of them, I think, were just doing it for clicks. A lot of them were just knee-jerk emotionally reacting. It's like, guys, you could see this coming from a million miles away. Anyways, I think Helldivers on PlayStation is this moment that honestly, to me, marks a shift in power. PlayStation, for the first time since I'd say the 360 era, PlayStation is adapting to Xbox's game. Think about that. PlayStation is adapting to what Xbox is doing. Xbox is not adapting to what PlayStation is doing. Now, Xbox does have the freedom, I've said this in the past, because they were not the top selling console out there, because they were playing from behind, they could take risks. Indeed, they were incentivized to take risks. Okay, well, how can we change this up? What does the future look like? How do we have a 10-year vision here? What does gaming look like in 10 years? And I think they made the correct moves. I think they're making the correct moves. I think we're going to see other Sony titles follow, especially if this success continues. This proves the model for Sony, and Sony will do this with other games. Granted, I think it will be select games at first, games that make sense. And that's what Xbox did with Sea of Thieves. Helldivers makes a lot of sense. Forza Horizon makes a lot of sense for Xbox. Eventually, though, mark my words, I think we're going to see their big first-party titles on Xbox. I think we're going to see a new era of multi-platform first development happening. It's all about the ecosystem going forward. It's Netflix versus Disney versus Amazon Prime. It's what are the benefits to this platform? Can I get in on this platform? Who has the best platform? I think Xbox is set up really well for that. I think they're going to have a ton of success for that. I think I could see the vision early on, and I think it's there. 3 questions I wrote down here. Did Xbox just prove their model is the future of gaming? I think they've proved it for a while now. I think this was like I said, this quiet under the radar shift in power here. This admission, the success here is a tacit admission that it's the future of gaming, that their model is the future of gaming 100%. Now, Helldivers, who had a ton of commercial success on PC and on PlayStation, had they had no success on Xbox, I think we'd be having an entirely different discussion. I genuinely believe that. You take a big game that had a lot of success not do well on another rival's platform, then it's a big question mark. Because they had so much success, because Xbox has had so much success going the other way, I think it's inevitable now. I think this model represents the future game, and I would love to know what you guys think, though. I could be wrong about that. Did Xbox just prove their model is the future of gaming? Let me know in the comments below. Next question, is this a win for Sony, or is it a loss of control for them? I think it's a win for Sony. Absolutely. How can you say $1 million is not? They're the publisher, granted, this isn't there. They didn't develop this game, but selling 1 million copies of any game is a win. If you say it's not a win, you're foolish. If you say it's not a win, you're biased in the console wars here. Absolutely, it's a win. Now, it's a win for Xbox as well, but I think it's a win for Sony, no question. Does it represent a loss of control? No, not when it comes to games, not when it comes to creating powerhouse games. I do think it represents a loss of control in this sense. They were always the one. For the last decade, since the 360 era, they've been driving gaming forward. They were that you come to us, we don't go to you. And in that sense, I think for the first time, they had to adopt Xbox's model. That hasn't happened since the 360 era. It just hasn't. Final question. Well, I'd like to know what you guys think on this as well. Do you think it's a win for Sony and a loss of control? What are your thoughts there? Let me know in the comments below. Last question before we get out of here today. Should PlayStation put more of their Xbox or more of their exclusives on Xbox? Do you think that would hurt their brand? Would it help their brand? I think they absolutely should. I think this proves the model. Do you guys think it's a mistake? Do you think only live service games make sense? Helldivers, a Destiny, whatever, Concord, if they decide to revive Concord. Here's the thing. If Concord dropped on all platforms, it would have maybe got 5 more players. Like, it was that bad of a game. I've never seen that low of numbers on such a highly developed, highly publicized game. Remarkable. Absolutely remarkable. Yeah, I do think they should. I think they're going to be forced to. I think that's just the reality. Platforms are a value proposition. Xbox has the Game Pass platform. Xbox has the Xbox app platform. Xbox has the Windows for PC platform, or the Xbox for PC, the Game Pass for PC platform. It's a value proposition. They're winning the value proposition. They're going to win it going forward. If PlayStation decides to stay exclusive, I don't see how you sell that to the consumer long term. I just don't. I think it hurts their brand if they remain exclusive long term. I'm talking in the next 5 years, 5 to 10 years. Long term, they take the exact same path that Xbox. They have to in order to compete. No more is it buy this console. That's the only way you're going to be able to play this game, because Xbox isn't doing it. So you're just gonna be forced to. That's the reality of that. I would love to know what you guys think, though. Have you jumped into Helldivers? What do you think of it? Do you agree with me about the Super Citizen pack or the premium pre-order there? Not worth it. Helldivers loving it. Pre-order was not worth it, in my opinion. Just wasn't. Would love to know your thoughts on everything. Let me know where I'm right and wrong in the comments below. Again, if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe to this channel. Also, hype the video, baby. Hit that hype button. If you're watching on mobile, if you're not watching on mobile, go to your phone, scroll down, swipe over, hype. You can hype it 3 times. Hype it. Hype it. Gets me on a leaderboard. It's a new thing from YouTube. Instead of me asking for likes and subscribes, I'm going to be asking for hypes now. They've just shifted it over. I genuinely don't get this strategy from them. They're trying to help smaller creators by being able to have your audience hype videos that puts you on a leaderboard against other audience members. However, a small creator is anyone between like 1,000 views and 499,000 views. That doesn't make any sense to me. And also, instead of doing that, like, once again, instead of asking for the like or subscribe, now everyone's just going to ask for the hype. How is that any different than what we already have? I'm very confused. YouTube is really smart. I'm sure they got it figured out on their end. Let me know your thoughts on that as well. Have you hyped this? Let me know in the comments below. We'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.